something about you got home and something happened with your grandmother. What was it?
Wow. The story's about my grandmother. Well, yesterday, Bethany, me and her, we went walking, and we went to our home, and we knocked on the door. We didn't have any key, and we had to knock on the door. So Bethany was like, no, they won't hear us. So she said, ring the doorbell. So I respected, she said, ring the doorbell, so I rang the doorbell. And I constantly kept ringing the doorbell. So in the back of my mind, I just stood there and just smiled. So the door just swung over, and I just ignored it, and I walked in and sat down. So I was thinking, the conflict. So I just continued to smile. And I just sat down, and me and Bethany walked into a room, and we sat down. We walked down to the basement, and we just sat down.
Hold on, Miss Dale, hold on. You said, let me go back. You said that when you rang the doorbell, the door just swung up. Who opened the door? Who opened the door? Who opened the door?
My grandmother opened the door.
Oh, okay, so your grandmother opened the door, and you were standing there smiling at your grandmother, and she didn't say anything, she didn't respond?
No, she just ignored me with an attitude and just walked away. So in the back of my mind, I was a bit confused. I smiled, but she never smiled. So I tried to speak to her, but she just looked at me like, whatever, and just continued to sit down. So I just walked past, and I went down into the basement, and I chatted with my mom for about 2.5 hours.
Wait a minute, you said you talked to your mom when?
I talked to my mom in the basement.
I'm sorry, you mean you spoke with your mom on BP?
Oh, yes, I talked to my mom on video phone. So I went upstairs. Before then, we was in the kitchen area, and I was trying to fix me something to eat. So my grandma was just looking at me, and I noticed her was staring at me, and she just continued to ignore me. And she said to me,
Well,
I like her.
Bethany. Was Bethany there? Did she leave?
She stayed. I had that. I went past the basement, and Bethany stayed in the living room. And she just sat on the couch, and she watched television. So I noticed her, and I just went past her, and I went to the basement. So, Bethany. So Bethany told my grandmother that she liked her hair, and my grandmother looked at her with this strangely look. So I was in the kitchen, and I was eating dinner. So I went downstairs on the video relay and to talk to my mom. And I went back upstairs, and I sat down to talk to Bethany. Me and Bethany was sitting on the couch, and I was sitting on the floor. And my grandmother was on her cell phone. So me and Bethany was talking about my mom and their culture and how to respect people.
Your mom told you to respect other people? Who was talking about? I mean, you said you all were talking about hearing and deaf culture. You said I'm trying to make sure I understand. You said you and Bethany were talking about hearing and deaf culture, the difference, right? And you said your mom said something, or your grandmother?
I'm talking about my mom, but we're talking about my grandmother in the aspect. So my mom was I was telling my mom the attitude that my grandma had gave me when I came home. So me and Bethany and my mom were just communicating. So my point is, my mom was telling me that you have to respect your grandmother and other people. So Bethany was thinking, well, maybe your mom and your brother My brother Chris.
Hold on. I thought your brother's name was Carlos.
My brother Carlos. And my brother Willie.
Oh, okay.
So us three. So we don't want to be rude to my grandmother and be insulting her because she's old. So my grandmother said it's not right to insult your grandmother. So you have to watch your grandmother and understand that. So me and Bethany were still talking about the labelizing of old, saying people are old. So my grandmother and I were chit-chatting. So my grandmother really can't watch us because she's old. So my grandma felt like it was inappropriate to talk to her like that. So my grandmother. So I feel like that my grandmother can't babysit my baby because she's too old. So Bethany feel like So as I continue to talk with Bethany, my grandmother just looked at us while we continued to sign. So I was copying my friend, and my grandmother just said shh to me, like, be quiet, and it really scared me. So I looked at my grandmother and I said, oh, this is the hearing culture, this experiencing the hearing culture. So when my grandmother had yelled at me, it really scared me.